everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Sword and Sorcery Immortal Souls, where we're currently playing the second quest of Act 1, a Menaced Kingdom. And as you can see, we've trotted up to the Black Pearl Tavern, where we've been confronted by Captain Jack Crow. Now we've managed to dispatch some of his minions, but Jack is very much with us and we've got to deal with him. Just before we get into episode 2, just a slight correction from last turn. I'm back to my usual, which is making things more difficult for myself. If you recall, I made a bit of a mess up that I caught, whereby Thorgar didn't pull an encounter card. And then I remembered, and then I sort of inserted it and did it before we did Lagon's turn. Well, I misread the encounter card. The only the only enemy that should have been activated was actually Jack Crow himself. I activated the green gremlin as well, but it was strength only, so it should have only been Jack Crow. So he got, essentially the green gremlin got a free attack, but seeing as he whiffed anyway, then no harm was done. But that was the main correction from last episode. As I say, no harm done. So we can get straight into the time phase of this episode. At the time phase, Icarus, no changes, he's still on 7 hit points. So let's move on to Thorgar. So Thorgar, he's at 8 hit points. What we've got to do is we've got to flip over his heal wounds, and there we go, through the magic of editing. Now to Lagon. Lagon, no changes, he's got that elven cloak with its 2 charges. Other than that, he's fine. So the battle phase. And here we are at the battle phase. Who's going to go first? Well, obviously Icarus is going to go first. We need to get rid of Jack. He's a pain. Okay, so what's he going to do? Well, first of all, he is going to focus. So that is going to give him 1 hit. He is also dominating because of his mighty presence. So that gives us 2 hits. He is also using his forged longsword. So let's have a look, and that gives us 2 hits as well. So we're on 4 already, which is good. Remember, Jack doesn't have his healing potion anymore, and we still have 2 red dice to roll. So come on, Icarus, let's be having it. And we get another gremlin, and 1 hit. That puts us to 5. But we also have a pentacle here, and if you recall, we have the sapphire. So once per round as a free action, your next weapon inflicts a knockout. But I don't think we'll have to use that. What we will use the reroll ability of Thorgar and try and get another hit. Come on. So this is Divine Aid, and yes, we've got another hit there. He says knocking Lagon over. So we got 2 hits, so that takes us up to 6. He has got a single armour, which takes us back to 5, but 5 is good enough. The blunt -1 does not save him. So we have done over the Blue Raider, the double B Raider, Jack Crow. We still have the Arcane Spines, and that is another hit point against that. Down to 6 for Icarus. So there we go. But we can set this off to one side, get rid of that enemy power, and we'll put that card off to one side. He does drop a loot token, So let's dig those out. So here are the loot tokens. Obviously I've just got them out in random. There's one there which flicked over. But what we'll do is we'll just randomise them a tiny bit. And then we shall roll a die. There are 6 of them, which is helpful. And we get the second one, which is a treasure. Right, we'll put these back. And we'll have a look at the treasure deck, shall we? So, here's the treasure deck, and what we'll do is we'll just give it a cut. And the treasure we get is eagle wings, which is a bow. Ooh, this looks very nice. So again, it's got one... Right, let's get... Hang on, I'll just put that there. Let's just have a look at the longbow that Lagon is already using, the forged one. So that's also got +1 hit. We roll a red die and 2 blue. It's got 4 range. And on the forged one, you get +1 hit on a lightning bolt, but on this one, on a pentacle, you get 2 hits against humanoids, and you get a critical with a single lightning bolt, so I think this is better. So, get rid of him, because he's dead. And we'll leave eagle wings down here. So I think we will have Lagon pick that up at some point. What else have we got to do? We've got the rest of Icarus's turn, haven't we? But before that, I think we've got to read something. So we've killed the final raider. Right. Resume play until no more raiders are in play. So just down here. Then go to 2.13. So 2.13. Defeated, Jack surrenders to the heroes and agrees to tell them what they need to know while the other bandits fade away. Discard any enemies in play, well there wasn't any, and we go to 215. I tell you what I've got to check. Yes, got a soul shard as well. So we are up to 4 on the soul shards. So that's good news for Lagon. Right, 2.15 we had to go to, didn't we? Did we? Yes. 2.15. The ones you look for, they live in the shadows. Jack sighs. Yet, they often patrol the underground entrance to the city. What you're looking for is the sewer gate at the border of the city. Here's a map. There's a secret underground passage in the cellar of this tavern. Go ahead, and I'm sure if you stick your nose around there, 'twill be they that find you first. Farewell. A quick movement distracts the heroes, then Jack Crow is no longer in the tavern. The heroes, with a strong feeling that there is something more than meets the eye in that pirate, look at the map. Areas containing waypoints 1 and 2 are now considered to be adjacent. Heroes and enemies can move through them. So essentially, this map has now attached to the other map. Remove the gremlin spawn gate. That's this one. So we can get rid of that. Put that over there. Get rid of that card stand. And what else? Open the pentacle spawn gate. I think that is this one. So that's this one up here. So that is now open. And you can't see it is up there. I will show it in a moment. Open the shrine in the 10A map tile. Again, that's just out of shot. But I'll show you that when we actually start moving into the area. If the party has fought against Jack Crow, and we have, go to 2.16. So here is 2.16. The landlord, looking at what has happened in his tavern, congratulates the heroes. Well done, strangers. Few people have the courage to face Jack and his crew. But now you look tired. Do you wish to rest in my tavern? As a special treat, I can offer you a clean room and some good food for only 10 crowns. Well, that's really nice, but we've got no money. So we can't accept the landlord's offer. So otherwise, place a story event 1 card, revealed side, previously set aside on top of the event deck. So that's going to give us a bit extra time. Good-o. So we'll do that. Story event 1 goes on Hidden Trap. Very good. Okay, so that is it as far as it goes. And what I'll do is I'll just stop it here and zoom out a little. Okay, I've just zoomed out a little. You already see where waypoint 1 is. That is now attached to waypoint 2, which is here. So as soon as we leave here, I'll get rid of this map because we won't be coming back, and we will start using this one. As regards the spawn point that's opened, that is here, and the shrine is there. We also have the shadow token here that we've got to be aware of. Right, we'll pop that back there, but I'll just zoom back in now because we've got to finish the heroes activations. And here we are back with Icarus. So he's used an action to focus, he's had a combat, and he's still got his movement. So what he's going to do is he's going to go 1, 2, and obviously we're going to have a look at waypoint 1. And let's dig it out, it'll be in here somewhere. So waypoint 1, 2.17. The cellar of the tavern is full of barrels, crates, jars and more. There is barely enough space to move around. Then he is going to use, so he's gone 1, 2, 3, and he's going to move to the other part of the map. So we'll move across there, won't be a moment. And here we are at waypoint 2. So we've got to give that a quick read. So let's see what we get. 2.18, waypoint 2. The narrow secret passageway to the cellar of the tavern, clearly visible from this end of the tunnel, ends with this underground cave. Okay. So we're in this underground cave. Now one bad thing is if we move him out of the way, we do take a damage through being here. This is what this symbol means, the scroll with the heart on it. So we go down to 5. So unfortunately we are at 5 hit points now. And he's going to use his final action just to move up 1. Yeah. So he's here. And that is the end of Icarus's activation. We don't have to use an encounter card. There are no enemies on the board. Let us go back, and I think Thorgar will go next. And here we are with Thorgar. Let's get rid of those dice. And what's Thorgar going to do? Well, he may as well follow. So he's going to go 1 to here, then 2. So he's going to go through the secret tunnel. Then he is going to take a damage. So he goes down to 7. And then he's going to use his third movement to go here. And he's going to stay there. And for his action, he is going to heal. So he is going to heal Icarus for 2 hit points. So he goes up to 7. Which is good. And we'll flip heal wounds over. Very good. And he's not going to do any free actions or anything of that nature. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, next up is Lagon. And here we are with Lagon. So Lagon is going to go 1, 2. And he is going to, as a free action, pick up the Eagle Wings. He will put that into his backpack. So that's his second item, along with the dirk. So he's gone 1, 2, 3, and he's going to use an action to dash into there. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And that is where he is going to stay for the time being, because he can't get any further. but hopefully he will get an extra action when he levels up during the time phase, which is coming up. Remember, we have got 4 soul shards over here. Okay, that is it for the battle phase. Next up is the event phase. And here we are at the event phase. Quite quick, we get rid of story event 1. So pop that over here. That is now out of the way. That is the end of the event phase. Next up is the time phase. And here we are with Icarus. No change here. He just got a couple of extra hit points because of Thorgar, who healed him. Speaking of whom, here is Thorgar. Once again, the magic of editing, we will flip over his heal wounds card, which brings us to Lagon, who's going to level up. So here we are with Lagon. He's got a soul rank 2. His hit points go up to 7. He also picked up the Eagle's Wing treasure, so that's in his backpack there. As regards actions, he doesn't get an extra action, I'm afraid, like the others, but he does get an extra power. He doesn't get a talent, but he does get a power, and I've picked Summon Fenrir. You'll see that in the upcoming phase, but that's his power, and above that card there, bit of a glare, do apologise for that, but above that you see the miniature for Fenrir, and you also see Fenrir's card. He's a companion, and he's also got his elven cloak there with the 2 charges on it. Next up is the battle phase. And here we are at the battle phase, and we'll have Lagon go first. So Lagon's going to move, and he's going to move into here using the secret passage. That means he will lose a hit point. So he goes down to 6 hit points. Then he's going to move again to here, and I think he is going to stop there. So he's actually going to stop there. And as regards, he's still only got 1 action because he got his second power. And talking of his second power, he is going to use a second power. He's going to summon Fenrir, and that's what he's going to use his action for. Yes? So he's going to summon Fenrir, activate Fenrir. If Fenrir is not in play before activating, summon it to your area. So here's Fenrir. Doesn't he look groovy? We'll keep him grey for the moment. We'll just pop him in there. I may prime him if he proves difficult to see on the board. But as it is, he's joined our heroes. So Summon Fenrir power is off. So we'll turn it over. And if at any point we lose Fenrir, then we'll be able to summon him again because he's a companion. Let's have a look at his card again. So as I say, it doesn't count as a hero because, you know, when it says like over 3 heroes, that sort of stuff, he wouldn't count. When he goes to rank 2, he will. So that's what that means up there. He's got movement of 4. He's got 2 health because it's by soul rank, and Lagon is soul rank 2. He has a passive, which is a retriever. Fenrir can pick up, carry, and or give 1 loot or item as a free action. So we can use him as a sort of messenger between our heroes. For attack, he rolls 2 red dice, and it's a pierce attack. Obviously, it's melee. And if he rolls a lightning bolt, he gets a KO. As regards defense, he has 3 blue dice. So that is Fenrir. I'm just going to put this in the second weapon slot on the player tray. Obviously, he's not really a weapon, but it's a good place to put him. And because we're using the longbow anyway, it means it's empty. So we may as well pop Fenrir in there. So he has arrived. And we're not going to do anything else, but Fenrir is going to go 1, 2, 3 into here. Now the good thing about Fenrir is he doesn't activate shadow tokens. So that shadow token, he's there, whatever's there, you know, whether it's a raider, a gremlin, or whatever the hell it is. It's just, oh, right, a wolf, you know, trotting past, not bothered. Yeah, so hopefully that's that means that they are not wise to us yet. So as far as I understand it, the familiar will not trigger the shadow tokens. So we'll get him up there ready to cause some havoc. He does count towards dominating an area though, I believe. So that'll be good once we get somebody in there. But since we've got a Karus anyway, who's, you know, a bit of a beast, and he's got mighty presence, that shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, that is the end of Lagon's go. The reason that I summoned Fenrir here and not in here is obviously I didn't want him to take a health. He would have lost a health in this area, so we may as well summon him when we get through this nasty area here that was doing us damage. Okay, so that's it for Lagon. Next up will be Icarus. And here we are with Icarus. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to move. He's going to go 1, 2. He's immediately in line of sight, so we've got to turn this guy over. So we might get a double here, which is another reason why I sent the wolf in, because that'll help us to eventually get dominance. But we'll see what we get, and we do get a double. Bloody typical. But we got lucky last time, so we can't really complain. So we've got 2 enemies, and that means we get a single B blue raider. So we'll get that. At least it doesn't have an enemy power, but they are a bit of a pain, so we'll put him there. That is going to belong to Icarus. And the second one is a green gremlin, a single G, but that's okay. That is okay. So we'll get a raider. He's here, and we'll get one of the green gremlins. He's here, and I'll knock everything down. Okay, get back up. Okay, so those 2 chaps are in there. Let's get the map scrolls. It's the gremlin one, and we want the blue raider one. Alright, so we'll set them up as well so I can see them. Put them there, put the raider first. The green gremlin will be controlled by Thorgar, should that be required. Let's get rid of those tiles we're not using anymore. Alright, so ready to go. Don't have to do any enemy powers or any of that palaver. So what we're going to do now is we're going to carry on with our movement. So we've gone 1, 2, 3 is going to go in here. We now have control of that tile, but we are not dominating it, unfortunately, which is a bit of a blow. We're going to have to try and kill this blue raider, I think, because he's a pain. So what we're going to do is... oh yes, and I didn't attack with the wolf, because the wolf didn't set off the shadow token, so the wolf won't be able to attack until, you know, a hero is actually there to you know, set off line of sight, that sort of thing. Alright, so anyway, Icarus is there, and obviously he's going to use one of his actions, and that is to focus. So where's that die? So we're going to focus against this guy, because we're going to attack the blue raider. That gives us 1. We are not dominating, unfortunately, but we are using our longsword. So we get 2 extra hits, which is good. We're up to 3. It's a good job we get these automatic hits, the way my rolling has been going. So now we have to roll 2 red dice, and what we want here is we obviously want 2 hits, and then we can get rid of it. And now I'm looking for the cup I used to roll with. Bear with me, viewers, I'll be back shortly. I'm back. It had fell on the floor, but we've got it now. Okay, so come on, we want 2 hits. Let's do it. And we got another gremlin. don't believe it. We have got another hit, which is 1, and we've got a lightning bolt. So we're up to 4. If I can find 4 on here, there's 4. And hopefully this lightning bolt is going to give us something extra. It does, it gives us +1. So that moves it up to 5. And let's just check. Does this guy get nothing on here? There's nothing on there around. Oh, he does get one of these. So he has got a healing potion. I'll just put that on there, but hopefully we'll be able to kill him. And because this isn't the 2 version, oh, he does get, he gets a bloody, So he does get a armour. So what we're going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to take that gremlin and we're going to re-roll it using the ability of Thorgar and hope we get a hit. Come on. And we do get a hit. We get a hit and a pentacle due to Thorgar's divine aid. That puts it up to 6. That is enough because we take 1 off for the armour, which bobs it back down to 5. He doesn't get a chance to use his healing potion. He gets killed. He drops 10 crowns and a soul shard. So we get a soul shard and we get 10 crowns, which go onto the floor where he was. And we have killed him. That is brilliant. And he didn't get to use his healing potion. Great stuff. So discard him up there. So that was a great attack. We managed to take him out. Let's get rid of those. That is it for... He's got another action, but I don't think there is much he can do with it. Not going to pick up that money. We'll leave it there. Okay, so that is it for Icarus. We are dominating now, which is good. But we've got to draw an encounter card because of the green gremlin. Flick it over. Activate all blue enemies. Well, we haven't got any. Otherwise, all engaged enemies perform an attack with their melee weapon. Alright. So we've got the gremlin attacking. And he's going to attack the one with the most crowns. Well, nobody's got any crowns because we haven't picked them up yet. And he is also going to attack after that. I think we go to most wounds, and most wounds is a tie between Thorgar and Icarus, but Thorgar is out of line of sight, so it's got to be Icarus. It's going to attack Icarus, and he gets 2 red dice. And remember, Icarus has 2 armour. So there are 2 hits there and a lightning bolt. The lightning bolt does nothing, and the 2 hits do nothing because of his armour. So he missed. Brilliant stuff. Right, that is it for Icarus. Next up is Thorgar. And here we are with Thorgar. What Thorgar's going to do is, obviously, he is going to... Let's... 1, 2, 3 into here. And then he's going to attack this, green gremlin. Put that money there. And he's going to focus first, so that will give him 1 hit. He is dominating, so that will give him 2 hits. We will have a look at his battle hammer. His battle hammer gives him an extra hit, so it looks like this guy's toast already. We roll 2 red and 2 blue. 2 red and 2 blue. And that is a hit. So that goes up to 4. We have a hit and a lightning bolt. That goes up to 5. We have a gremlin, which sucks. And we have another hit and a lightning bolt. So we've got 2 lightning bolts. Takes it up to 7, which I can't do on the die. But that is plenty. I think I'll have to start using... I'll use that die. There we go. So we're up to 7 on the hits. And we've got 2 of these lightning bolts, which we'll use to put 2 more on. So we end up with 9 hits. So he's a bit of a beast, isn't he, Thorgar, with that battle hammer? So that's 9 hits. So this guy doesn't have any armour at all. Just a bit of fun. We could have bashed him as well, but why bother? So he does one. We've got rid of him, and he will drop 5 crowns. So there we go. There's 15 crowns on the floor. Let's do a slight rearrangement. There we are. 15 crowns on the floor waiting to be picked up by Lagon. Get rid of these. Get rid of him. Get rid of those. Plop them up there. And yes, we'll keep the soul shards there just to remind me, and we can get rid of that. Right, so that was his go. Is he going to do anything else? He's got an extra action. He could dash, but why bother? So I think he's just going to stay there. Free actions, he could pick up that money, but again, I don't see any point in doing so. So we'll just leave it at that. We're coming up to the locked door, and yes, I think that is a good place to leave it. But before we finish the episode, we obviously have to go into the event phase. And here we are at the event phase. So we've got to take Hidden Trap, and that now goes to the back. And we currently have no event in play apart from night. So that is it for the event phase, and that is it for episode 2. We did quite well. We've got out of the Black Pearl Tavern. We found a secret passage. We've passed into this sort of these corridors of this secret passage behind the tavern, and we're making our way that way. We've come up against a locked door, which was guarded by a gremlin and a raider. We've managed to kill them both, and Lagon, he's leveled up. He's summoned his familiar, a wolf called Fenrir, and hopefully he will be able to really help us out. And he was able to sort of go around the corner without setting the shadow token off, and it meant he's really useful in that. He doesn't set the shadow tokens off, and then when a hero turns up, he counts as regards controlling the area or dominating the area. So it's a really good power to have, I think. So I was glad that Lagon has picked him. We got a soul shard, and we've got 15 crowns on the ground that we're going to have to pick up. So that is it for episode 2. I think things are going to get a bit more hairy once we start breaking down this door, which is obviously there's going to be a trap card, so we're going to have to try and get past that. Then we've got story event 2, which doubtless will give us some more enemies to worry about. But we might be able to heal ourselves up, that sort of thing, then open the door. Or, well, open the door first, I think, because if we get damage off the trap, and then Thorgar can heal Icarus up, and we'll send him in there, possibly with the wolf going ahead. Lagon will be able to catch up, pick up those crowns. So, yes, things seem to be going pretty well. Quite chuffed with episode 1 and episode 2. I don't think my die rolling has got particularly better, But as I mentioned in the comments for the previous episode, getting automatic hits really helps. So if you're dominating, if you focus, there's 2 hits. And, you know, forging the weapons, that gives you some extra hits as well. And it's a good job, because I probably wouldn't have killed half the monsters I killed in the previous episode without that. And that green gremlin was just a pushover. Thorgar come round the corner, and even before, you know, we'd rolled a dice, we'd got 3 damage on it, and it was dead. So that was great. It just helped us to steamroller that particular monster. Alright, so that is it for episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, for all the subscriptions, for all the likes and the dislikes. As I always say, at least you're still watching, so thank you for that. Thanks for all the help and support as ever. And anybody who's been across to BGG to have a look at the video threads over there, make a comment or drop Geek Gold, thank you. Similarly, if you've been to Board Game Links to upvote the site and watch the videos over there, that's brilliant. If you've noticed any errors, yes, please let me know, and I will do my best to fix them. I do try not to make them, but for example, this is the first time I've used a familiar. I may have cocked something up, so if I have, please let me know. Usual suspects, shout out to them, they're very helpful. Clockwork Cowboy, Chris, Simon, Craig and Ralph, everybody who chips in to keep me on the straight and narrow. As ever, thanks boys. It's much appreciated, thank you. Alright, I think that is it. So, yes, I hope you join me for episode 3 of A Menaced Kingdom. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.